They were no wonder.
Creepypastas are strange in essence. Some can originate from weird photos, scary myths, or just odd experiences. Creepypastas, however, should in general not be taken seriously. After all, creepypastas are essentially short stories or weird photos that have taken a life of their own once someone sheds light onto them. Just to keep in mind, all creepypastas are fictitious, therefore I will not act like this is true. Nothing will happen to you. These stories are just stories written to entertain and creep you out. The way that this review works is that I analyse the specific creepypasta at hand and then rank the pasta on its story, relating to its origin and overall storyline, and then on creepiness, how it has affected those that have witnessed these stories, and just the feel to the pasta. Each ranking will be out of 5 with a grand total of 10 all up. So without further delay, let's review the first creepypasta. Slenderman is considered one of the best, or certainly one of the most well-known creepypastas. Everyone has at some point probably heard the name Slenderman, especially how several games were created from the pasta as well as a movie. However, what you may not know is how it originated and how the story came to be. Slenderman was created by a man that went by the online name of Victor Surge. Victor, terrified by previous monsters and boogeymen, allowed them to influence his perception of horror to create his own boogeyman, just as terrifying. Victor first posted his story on a forum in which the website asked for created paranormal images. Surge uploaded the first photo of Slenderman, in which portrayed his monster next to a small tree out of focus. Accompanying this photo, he issued some text giving backstory to his recent creation. The text read, "One of 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze. Notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished, and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. The photo was taken in 1986, the photographer, Mary Thomas, missing since June 13th, 1986. The photo already gives the viewer a sense of creepiness, and the text just adds to it. Surge adds elements to the story that we all know about Slenderman today, which really started this pasta going. The vanishing aspect is a great way to write the backstory of the Slenderman, as it is up to the viewer's imagination. This makes the story already so different to a lot of creepypastas, which involve a lot of highly described blood and gore, which in this case, all we would know for now is that this creature was sighted right along the times where kids vanished and a building was set on fire. This idea was cleverly decided, as it adds uncertainty, which really toils with people psychologically. By also finishing the initial post with the fact that the so-mentioned photographer is missing, retails information to the viewer that this person knew something they shouldn't have by taking this photo. This now leaves the viewer realizing that they themselves know this information, as well as which could mean the mysterious Slenderman may find them. The Slenderman photo and brief backstory really kicked into life, adding more people involved with the story and more backstory. Surge uploaded several more photos along the way, also invoking many other editors and enthusiasts to upload their own photos. The story developed even further, with posters on the website and fans making a longer backstory for the Slenderman, relating back to Germany in the 16th century, and also insisting that the Slenderman has existed even before 5000 BC. Many enthusiasts looked further into many cultural mythology of certain areas and discovered horrifically that the Slenderman himself is based off of legends of different areas such as Germany. The main mythology that fits Slenderman is of a German one, in which a skeletal creature finds kids and takes them away into the afterlife to avoid pain. Despite possibly originating from mythology, the Slenderman has been created completely differently in Surge's story. The Slenderman creature in Surge's story seems to have a more malevolent intent than just helping children. The Slenderman, by what we know from Surge's story, has lit buildings on fire and has intentionally taken children and people. By the Slenderman taking many children, we can tell that this story is not purely based off of this mythology, although it may have sparked some inspiration for it. I doubt that it played a big part, as Serge himself has said he got inspiration from Stephen King's short stories and several horror games such as Silent Hill and Resident Evil. The Slenderman story, while taking off, left many people guessing about the creature itself, and eventually led to the story developing with people adding more and more. The key essential part of the Slenderman story is the way in which the people disappear. As seen with Serge's story, we don't know what happened after these people vanish. However, Serge and others have adapted the story and present Slenderman as inducing insanity to his victims and influencing them to please him, in this case, causing his victims to kill others. Slenderman is extremely unique to most other creepypastas and is in a realm of its own. It is truly one of the only creepypastas that is able to scare people without the actual description of murders or disappearances, or even without the use of gore. Many people rate this story well because of the amount of psychological impact it has on them and the paranoia it enthralls people in. Like all creepypastas, this story is fictitious, and while some legends do correlate with the Slenderman creature, they are just legends, and this story should not be taken seriously. Unfortunately, this is one of the stories that has caused people to do violent things. There are several tragedies involving teens that have taken this tale way too far. I'm sorry for anyone to have experienced these events and wish they never happened. As a result of the recent tragedies, the creator hasn't published any more information about the Slenderman and likely will not. This creepypasta, in my opinion, as well as the opinion of many others, whether you like the story or not, it is unique. It is creepy and terrifying in a way that most creepypastas are not, and despite the story having mixed interpretations of who the Slenderman is and how he behaves, it is indeed cleverly made. It is also possibly one of the best creepypastas. It is not only creepy and gives the viewer paranoia, but the way in Victor Surge depicted the Slenderman and the way he wrote this story was extremely clever and did something special. He got people talking and communicating over something they shared an interest in, which despite the tragic events the story has triggered, it also helped many people. The creepiness of this story has to be a 5 out of 5. Also, the story in general of the Slenderman is 4 out of 5. Overall, the creepypasta of Slenderman gets a total score of 9 out of 10. I hope that you have enjoyed this review. If you want this series to keep going, let me know. Also, leave the next creepypasta you want me to review in the comments below.